A warm welcome to one and all present over here, teachers, principals, leaders. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop. And today, in continuation to what we have done last time regarding competency-based education, some of you are wondering what is the topic today. The topic for today is competency-based assessments. There was multiple circulars released by Government of India, CBSE, to talk about different types of questions, different types of exam patterns, but more or less every one or every time the circular is talking about competency-based assessment. So today we will be using this 1 hour, 10 to 11 o'clock, probably 45-50 minutes to discuss about what exactly these competency-based assessments are, what exactly SAFL is trying to talk to us, and how these questions could be drafted, what exactly each of these mean can be understood in a nutshell in this seminar, webinar, workshop, whatever you call that. However, the certification will be there for today as well. And everyone who's out there who has not got the certificate, I would request you to please mail us on the mail ID that will come on the chat after some time by SuperTeacher team member. You'll definitely receive it. Each and every workshop you're trying to bring up with as much information and knowledge as possible, so that right after completing this, you have a fresh start on Monday and you learn something and you apply on Monday itself in your school. That's the whole intention. And so far, we've been encouraged with multiple participation. Every time when we come onto the stage, when there are multiple people coming out there saying that it was quite beneficial, it was quite informative, it really motivates us to conduct such kind of workshops on a regular basis. At the same time, I would also like to very confidently say that we keep conducting continuous professional development programs, which includes all these topics in a detailed manner with hands-on activities and a proper certificate, which could be accounted for 25 hours of your CPD programs. So if at all any teachers out there would like to join that, please talk to SuperTeacher team members or to me. I think some of you might have my phone numbers, and if you do not have, please fill up the inquiry form that will be coming on the chat today. My number will be present over there. And for the other people who are coming here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. Be part of the Telegram community which we have created, which has got regular updates of what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks with the posters and the registration link and everything. It'll also be present on our website. Sometimes you might also receive our mails. Let's come to the point. Competency-based assessments. On an average, teachers, on an average, do you know how many questions do you ask children on a daily basis? Not in one period, approximately, 8 periods in a day. You've got all the periods today, and you're asking questions to children. Without asking questions, a teacher's life is always incomplete, right? And you follow the same thing at home also. So can somebody come up with a number that you think that on a per day basis, how many questions you ask? Yes, Namita ma'am. Okay, Harita, 10 to 15 per child. No. Oh, per child 10 to 15. Okay, that's great. Per period you could come up, or per day on an average. It could include questions like, did you understand? Am I making it clear? Physics teacher, is it convincing? Chemistry teacher, are you able to imagine? Biology teacher, are you able to feel it? Mathematics teachers, are you able to calculate it? Such kind of questions could also be considered to be okay. 25 to 30. Okay, multiple people are coming up with multiple numbers. 20 per day. Okay, 20 to 25 in one period. Manju ma'am, in one period, 200 per day. Related to why? It could be anything. On an average, it could be anything. Almost 60 to 70 in 6 periods. Okay, that's great. Multiple people are. Preeti says 100, Prasanna says 20. On an average, it is found that at least 10. That's great. Minimum 10. I go to the class, at least 10 questions I ask. Is it like that? So it was observed that a small research which was conducted. Stephen Hastings is the person behind this, who said that on an average, a teacher on a daily basis asks minimum 350 to 400 questions. 350 to 400 questions is a huge number, teachers. It's not that easy to even comprehend. You might think, itna sawal main puchti hu. Just think about it. When you go to the school next time onwards, when you start asking a question, try to make a count of it. We never do that, but it's approximately that. My point over here is our whole life in a school gets run or driven through questions. So questions are or one of the most important aspects of any teaching learning transactions. And in fact, now competency based education is a completely assessment oriented curriculum. When we talk about assessment oriented curriculum, why do we say that? We say that because when the first time NEP 2020 focused on competencies, there was a huge learning that was taken from OECD. Now, you all know what is OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And these guys conducted a very good exam in India. It was called as PISA test. And PISA test is all about competency based assessment, multiple choice questions of different types, and it was mainly categorized under three areas of scientific, mathematic, and reading literacy, which CBSE or Government of India right now has properly adapted and is applying in our schools. In fact, many schools out there would have undergone SUFFLE program, structured assessment for analyzing learning, mainly for grade 5 and 8, and some of your schools would have been the pilot schools for that. Now, pilot schools in the sense the last year and the current academic year, it's going to be more on pilot basis, and some kind of a uniformity is going to be formed. A pattern is going to get fixed. Blueprint is going to be standard, and structured assessment for analyzing learning. Somewhere this particular assessment SUFFLE paper is going to be more from understanding what the children require in the future. It is not about how much they have learned. It is about what are they supposed to learn. When we talk about competency based education, Kavita ma'am, it is all about you know giving time to children to master a particular subject, mastery of a particular learning. And that is the reason multiple choice question was found to be, or else competency based assessment was found to be one of the most effective methods. We say competencies. What exactly does these mean? We're going to talk about that. And for that, I would like to share my screen and quickly guide you through some of the different types of questions. I'm really not going to run through SUFFLE document completely as such, but whatever I'm going to show, it's going to be exactly what's present in the document. So rather than getting into the theoretical aspects, I would request a great participation from all the team members out there. Just like always, make sure the chat hangs. Here we go. All the YouTube members, the people who are on YouTube live, thank you so much for joining. I'm able to see both the screens, and you can participate on responding on the YouTube live chat as well. Here we go. I would like to share my screen in a few seconds. And okay. Here we go. I am sharing the screen. Right after the session, you'll get the inquiry form. If at all any school requires special attention on competency-based assessment, please do let us know. Some of the schools are actually going to undergo this training, including APS Noida. If anybody's from Army Public School Noida, I'll meet you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow and day after. So here in this case, yeah, competency based assessment 2023-24. And the first thing, so first of all, to give you a quick glimpse about what exactly competency based education is all about, in order to eradicate, in order to remove the rote learning system, which was quite dominant for quite some time, NEP 2020 came up with a very good master plan for the Indian education system, and that particular master plan led to something called as competency based education. And competency based education has got a lot of things to do with competency based assessment. It's all about inquiry based learning. You ask question and you drive the conversation. So let me show you something, Kiran sir. So this is British Council and UK NARIC coming together along with Alpha Plus and few other organizations to design the framework for Indian education system. They said that NCF 2005 is really good, not bad, but the students are not able to develop the competencies. Now, what exactly these competencies are, we'll be touching on that. And they came up with a suggested assessment framework for CBSE, which includes SUFFLE. And also British Council came up with an idea of which is National Academic Recognition Information Center, how your curriculum could be modified and changed. In fact, our books are getting changed. Some of you might already know about it. Our curriculum is getting changed to quite some extent to cater to competency-based education. Let me go further. So British Council, NARIC, Cambridge, and Alpha Plus. I'm going to play this video quickly so that you understand the context of what exactly competency-based education and assessment is all about. And then we'll quickly go with the hands-on activities. Here we go.
I'm delighted that the British Council, in partnership with the Central Board of Secondary Education, is working on competency-based education.
Rote learning has been a common practice in schools across India, a system defined by memorization, a system that focuses more on content-based learning.
We stand alongside the Indian government to bring the best of UK expertise and knowledge to support the implementation of the National Education Policy 2020 in schools across the country through this project.
छात्रों की शिक्षा कैसी हो, उसके लिए अध्यापकों को और सशक्त समृद्ध होना चाहिए। मैं ये समझता हूँ कि इन दोनों के बीच बेहतर तालमेल होगा। दोनों देश मिलकर के दुनिया को एक अभिनव प्रयोग के रूप में और आगे बढ़ा करके ले जा सकेंगे। ऐसे ये कहते हुए मुझे दोनों को, काउंसिल को भी और CBSE को भी मुझे बधाई देनी है। मेरी शुभकामनाएं।
The new National Education Policy 2020 envisages a significant shift in the education ecosystem in India. It aims at preparing students for the 21st century and lays emphasis on competency-based education rather than an education which tests rote learning. CBSE has had a collaboration with the British Council and through it 3 agencies, Cambridge, NARIC and Alpha Plus, who are helping CBSE in attaining this objective.
With the visionary National Education Policy 2020, the focus has now shifted from content to competency. The new policy calls for a breakdown in artificial barriers between subjects and development of higher order thinking skills. It highlights the need for an assessment system that encourages real learning. Competency-based learning enables high-quality education in real-life context. It emphasizes on predefined competencies at each level of the student's learning journey and takes them beyond the confines of their textbook, linking their learning to life.
We've worked to ensure that the assessments which will be created assess both the higher order thinking skills, such as analysis and evaluation, and the recall and application of knowledge. We've taken good practice from a variety of sources and worked with CBSE experts to design a framework which will deliver valid assessment of these higher order skills and which will be well aligned to the learning outcomes set out in the NCERT curriculum.
To support competency-based education, British Council entered into a partnership with the Central Board of Secondary Education in March 2020 and launched the Competency-Based Education Project. As a part of this project, British Council and its knowledge partner Alpha Plus, in partnership with CBSE India, present the Competency-Based Assessment Framework. Designed in collaboration with UK experts, the assessment framework provides professional development to education system leaders, teachers, and examination designers.
Our role is to support master trainers and DSTAG mentors with the skills that they need to support teachers in the rollout of competency-based learning into the classroom. Our approach combines international expertise from the Faculty of Education, along with deep local knowledge from our Cambridge International team in India, to help produce a bespoke program that is aligned with the CBSE curriculum.
Under the direction and guidance of CBSE, the project uses assessment as a driver and motivator of change in teaching quality in the classroom.
The unique feature of this project is its whole system approach that focuses on creating an enabling environment. It helps CBSE in change management. It teaches for the continuous professional development.
Overall, the Competency-Based Education Project provides mentorship support for the teachers, embeds new learning into classroom teaching practice, guides reading, English, maths and science teachers of classes 6 to 10 to drive practical learning, strengthens the capacity of schools to create high-quality competency-based question papers.
The project team combined a document review with on-the-ground experience, meeting with students, teachers and CBSE staff. We focus on Standard 10 for maths, science and reading, comparing to well-established international education systems. The final report made a number of recommendations to enhance teaching, curriculum design and, in particular, assessment.
The Competency-Based Education Project aims to bring about systemic change in teaching, learning and assessment practices by 2024. The project will not only make a lasting impact on the education ecosystem, but will also help students realize their potential so that they can fully contribute to making the country and the world safe, sustainable, prosperous and peaceful.
I thank all the UK knowledge partners and the teachers and education experts in both countries who've worked to make the project happen. I'm sure that it will make a positive contribution to enabling high-quality teaching to improve the learning experience and outcomes of all students in CBSE schools. British Council is committed to supporting India's education sector and its knowledge ambitions. We've been working in education for more than 70 years here, and this continuing rich and fruitful association brings benefit to both our countries.
Great. So that's the video from the British Council website itself. And somebody is really upset. I need to disable annotation. Okay, here we go. So you can see that after really a very long time, you'll be able to see a poster where we have Ministry of Education, Government of India written, project delivery partner, and right after that, under that, we have got UK NARIC, University of Cambridge, Alpha Plus, and University of Bath. So all these are knowledge partners who are working with Indian government in order to have something called as competency-based education. Now, some of us already know that British or the Britain were there in India. They exploited us to a large extent. They looted our country, blah, blah, blah. We have a lot of negative aspects. Having said all of those things, right now, the relationship that we have with all the countries somewhere needs to be productive because our children are there in that country, their children are coming to our country. Education has become one sort of a globalization market. Hence, we can't ever say that, this type of education has to be continued over here. That type of education has to be, there needs to be some kind of a uniformity which is happening. But at the same time, India is really great with the aspects of remembering the roots, our rulers, our history, our heritage, the culture that we have got over the period of time, our dependency on mathematics. We were the ones who spoke about Pythagoras theorem long time back, but it was registered in the Western nations and it's there. Now, the process of registration, India did not know. And somewhere I feel that such kind of collaborations can lead to some kind of a methodology where we can also register things and take that credit for whatever we have done, including the discovery of number 0. So when we talk about competency-based education over here, let me directly get to the point of different types of assessment and how they could be created. Now, this is directly from SUFFLE document, and you will get a very good picture of what exactly government or Ministry of Education is going to talk about. And for that, I would like to share my screen once more. And this is how it looks like. So here, great. I think everyone would have received the circular in the school on the type of assessment. So I'm opening the circular. I think some of you would have already seen. This is the 6th April circular, and you'll be able to see that assessment and evaluation practices for the board for the session 2023-24 is released. And when you come down, I'm just not reading the description. It's talking about what is competency-based education. So we can see that class 9th and 10th, class 11th and 12th, it's announced stating that for the academic session 2023 and 24, if you want, you can take a screenshot of it if you do not have the circular, or else you can download from the CBSE website. So competency-focused questions or competency-based questions, which can be case-based, source-based, integrated questions, or any other type, 50% of the question paper. Apart from that, you have got select response type MCQs. Now, these need not be competency based, but another 20% of questions could be normal MCQs. Now, what is the difference between a normal MCQ and a competency based education assessment MCQ? There is a difference. There's a small difference, not a big difference, but small difference. What is that? We'll talk about that a little later. So nearly 50 plus 20, 70% of your question paper is going to be on MCQs. If at all there is anyone out there who thinks that if it is MCQ, the children will simply come there and put a tick mark to one of the options and they will leave. No, that's not possible. If they do that, then the chances of failing is more than the chances of passing. It is said that approximately when there are 15 questions in an MCQ and 25 children in a class, the chance of one boy or a girl getting more than 70% is 1 in 8,620. If 8,620 children are attending, then only one child can get more than 70% by guessing all the questions. So assessment items need to be drafted in a manner where children get actually confused. Now, confused in the sense not with the words and all, but the options should guide them to different learning objectives. I'll be talking about this in detail after some time. But what we are focusing over here is competency-based assessment, or the MCQ, 70% of the question paper is going to be talking about 3 or 4 learning objectives in one question. Let's talk about it a little more. Then we have constructed response questions where it is about short answer and long answer, another 30%. So 70, 30, 100% of the question paper. I think you all know about this. And in case of 11th and 12th, it is a little less. 60% of the question paper is going to be on MCQs and the remaining 40% is going to be on short answer, long answer type questions. I think this gives quite a lot of clarity on what we are intending to do that means the Ministry of Education. And based on that, now when we talk about the circular down the line, there's definitely going to be a circular. All the schools might know, some of the schools would have already undergone the pilot project of Shuffle, and in fact there are some of the schools who are present over here who would have already gone. So let me quickly share my screen on the different types of assessment. Yes, Harita ma'am, you're absolutely right. Assertion reasoning is also included, and today we'll be discussing 1 or 2 examples of the same. The teachers who are present in this Super Sunday workshop today, who have already undergone some of our CPD training programs, this is going to be more like a revision session for all of you, right? Yeah, so here we go, because you would have already gone through all these things. Yes, Vaishali ma'am, do you remember? Yeah, here we go. So we have competency based education, which talks about knowledge, skills, and attitude. See, whenever we talk about any learning process, there are 3 things that are involved under that, which is called as knowledge, skill, and attitude. All these 3 things put together in a certain proportion is actually called as competency. I hope everybody is getting the connect. Today, you will understand what competency is very well within the next 15 to 20 minutes. So knowledge, skill, and attitude in the right combination could be called as competency. Now, competency is also confused with another term called as proficiency. Now, proficiency is degree of competency. Kavita is really great with cooking, but Vaishali is even better. Now, when you say even better, now that's the proficiency level of that competency of cooking. Are you able to understand? So here we are going to talk about only competency today, proficiency. We are not going to touch on that, but the SUFFLE document talks about proficiency also. In fact, when you get into the scientific literacy or mathematical literacy or the reading literacy document of OECD, PISA, they talk about proficiency to a large extent. We'll talk about all those things during the actual CPD program. Right now, let me hit the bullseye. So knowledge, skill, and attitude, I would like to narrate with an example. Some of you would have already gone through this, but yeah, suppose if one of you go to a doctor and you would like to get yourself injected for a problem, so the person who's going to put the injection should have a detailed knowledge of medicine, knowledge of veins, and knowledge of arteries. But is that enough? Is that enough? Let's assume that Yashpal is going to Rashmi. Rashmi is the one, the doctor, and Yashpal is the patient. Now Yashpal knows that Rashmi has good knowledge, but is that enough for Rashmi? Without skill and attitude, she will be searching the needle. She'll not be able to find the right way of injecting Yashpal over here. But she has got good skills right now. Let's assume that skill of finding veins, removing air bubble, injecting the medicine the right way. She has an idea and she's going to inject it to, Yashpal. Now, Yashpal is quite happy because he understands, okay, she knows everything. But is that really enough? The most important is the attitude aspect, which English teachers and social studies study teachers can relate very well, because it's all about emotions. And that's with respect to attitude towards patient's fear, reaction and pain, and attitude towards the disposal of the vial. So if at all Rashmi is really angry, she fought with her husband or children at home and she has come to the hospital, and Yashpal is our first patient, so injection is going to become knife in few seconds if she doesn't have that attitude. I hope you're going to getting the point over here. Rashmi ma'am and Yashpal sir, I just took an example. I hope you take it light. So this is the way we have knowledge, skills, and attitude, which is very important for a real life context to happen successfully in a peaceful manner. Here we go. So this is with respect to KSA, which is called as the competency. And under competency, we have got types of assessment. One is called as assessment of learning. I'm sorry. I go back. Okay. So we have, okay, there is an error in the slide. Assessment of learning, assessment by learning, and assessment for learning. These are the 3 types of assessments that you will be conducting or undergoing. Now, these 3 types of assessment will happen multiple times in the school. How does it happen? I would like to talk about that in detail in our actual CPD program. But right now, under these categories, assessments can be categorized into diagnostic assessment, formative assessment, summative assessment, norm reference assessment, criterion reference, and many more, right? many more. But under these types, there are different types of questions. I would like to tell you something very important. Whenever you have competency-based assessment, the questions are actually called as assessment items. I repeat it, assessment items. So multiple choice assessment item, match the following, fill in the blanks, picture identification, jigsaw puzzle, crosswords. All these things doesn't come under competency based. These are some of the types of MCQs. I hope you're getting the idea. Concept map, descriptive short answer. Now, when we go further, when we talk about competency-based assessment, this is directly from our Ministry of Education on competency-based, including SAFL document, higher order thinking skills, multiple choice questions. So these are simple MCQs, complex MCQs, then you have got multiple selection, assertion and reasoning, multiple correct answers, case-based. So here in this case, you can see that majorly the assessment types are categorized into two areas. One is simple, another is complex. Simple, it's like a simple question. It's not from the point of difficulty level of a particular concept. The concept could be difficult. Deepika can come up with a very tough question, but it can be stated in a singular or a simple form. I hope you're getting the point. I'll show you some of the examples. Complex MCQ is all about multiple selection, assertion and reasoning, multiple correct answers, and case-based. Now, each of these has got a certain idea about it. What are these? Let us understand with the example rather than talking about it theoretically. So here we go. So the first thing, I'm sorry, sequencing is another type which I forgot. Sequencing is also there. Now, the structure of an MCQ has got stem and options have got key and distractors. Which of the following planets is nearest to Earth? You can see that there's a question. Which of the following is actually an action? The student has to perform this. Is nearest to Earth is called as the condition. So an assessment item could be divided into two parts, Vaishali ma'am. One is called as the action, another one is called as the condition. Now, when we talk about the action condition, the options are something like this. You will have Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. These are called as the keys and the distractors. So when you look into keys, you will have one key answer, which will be the right answer. Distractor is all about the other options. Remember, distractor has to be really close to the right answer so that you accurately measure what student is misunderstanding something. Suppose if I ask one of you, Dr. Like Shraddha ma'am, do you know, can you tell me what you do not know? Or Judith, can you tell me what you do not know? No, you will not be able to say what you do not know. But for a teacher, it is very important for you to identify what the children do not know. And for somebody to find out what they do not know can be an option on the distractor. If some child is marking the wrong answer, that should guide a teacher to tell what the child has misunderstood. I hope you're getting the clarity. And this is possible only with MCQs. Let's go further. Here comes the first type. Now, this is called a simple MCQ, and this is the question right in front of you. I would request everybody to look at the question and answer it on the chat. In which of the following circles the shaded part represents 3 by 7? Come on, teachers. Come on, teachers. This is the simple question or a simple MCQ, and many people are coming up with multiple answers. Please go ahead. The teachers who have attempted our CPT workshop this will be more like a revision for you. Please attempt the question, and I can see multiple answers coming up. And I'm surprised that we have got multiple answers for this question. Nice, right? So simple MCQ is all about a question or an assessment item with 4 options, and that need not be simple cognitively. Yeah, this is a difficult question. And if it had been a simple question, I think everybody would have come with single answer. Okay. Really? Okay. So everyone who said the answer to B, come on, you can't go wrong with this. A, B, D are wrong. C is the right answer. 3 by 7. Yeah, no, D is not the right answer. Now, if somebody is saying D, then I understand how that particular child is misunderstanding. Somebody, if they're saying B, I'll understand how that particular child is misunderstanding the question. So simple MCQ gives a very good idea of the clarity in a single learning objective. What my child has understood about fractions. I think this is nice, right? Okay, these are primary level questions so that we all can relate to each other. That's the reason I'm coming up with such questions. Yeah, C is the correct answer. Let's go to the next type. So the next type of question is going to be complex MCQ. Now, complex MCQ doesn't mean that the question will have complex questions. I mean, assessment items. It can be simple. This can be simple too, because what I'm going to show you next is a very simple question. And let's see who first answers this. So these are the different type: multiple selection, assertion and reasoning, sequencing, case-based, and multiple correct answers. Yeah, the first one, Monica ma'am, first one. Here we go. So there were three different running tracks at a place as shown below. You can see 1, 2, 3. Three different running tracks. A jogger kept his water bottle on the ground and started to jog on a track. He observed that he remained at the same distance from the bottle. Which track or tracks could he have been running on? Come on, go ahead, start answering the question. A, B, C, D. I'm really sorry to make you answer questions on a Sunday morning, but I hope you do this along with some kind of a snacks or a coffee in your hand. Okay, multiple people are coming up with multiple answers. Some say 1, some say A, some say B, some say Z. Okay, 1 and 2. Remember, this is multiple selection, doesn't mean multiple correct answers. Multiple selection actually means in the question item itself, in the assessment item itself, you've got multiple options like 1, 2, 3, and you need to select multiple of them. It could be 1 and 2, it could be 2 and 3, or it could be 1 and 3, it could be anything. So that option is present over here. So based on your responses of 395 people right now, I clearly understand that I got all the alphabets, but majorly it is getting dominated with one alphabet. Shubhra ma'am, good to see you, and you're absolutely right. So everyone who said the answer to be B, C, D are wrong. A is the right answer. Now, when the jogger is running and he's able to see that the bottle at the same distance at any point of time, he's running at the same distance means what? It's going to be a circle, no? This is exactly like, there are three ants walking, all these second standard, third standard children play this game, Cheenti or Hathi ki story. It's like three ants walking. The first ant says that there are two ants behind me. The second ant also says that there are two ants behind me. The third also says that two ants are behind me. Why? Why? Can somebody tell me? Come on, it's quite obvious. First ant saying two people behind me. Second also says that two ants are behind me. Third also says like two ants are behind me. Why? Anyone out there? Okay. The ants are walking? No, all the ants are walking in a circular path. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So this is somewhere related to circles. So this particular question, multiple selection, you are actually selecting if it's square or if it's a triangle or if it's a circle. So you're selecting multiple of them. That's why multiple selection. Multiple selection type of questions will have only one correct answer, and that answer or that answer key that you're talking about will include one or two or only one right answer out there. I hope you are getting the connect over here. If not, join the CPD program. I'm not going to conduct multiple CPD programs henceforth because the schools are reopening, the demand will be less. So last 1 or 2 CPD programs are happening right now. From tomorrow there's a batch starting, and Sushmita from our team member is going to put the details on the chat. If at all anybody's interested, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on a daily basis, these classes will happen. Let me go forward. After multiple selection, we have something called as assertion and reasoning. Now, this is one area, Gautam and Shalini, it becomes very difficult for children to actually comprehend. And this is really competency based education. You would love this. Let me see how many of you are able to answer this. Assertion: Earth experiences a regular cycle of day and night. Earth revolves around the sun. Earth experiences a regular cycle of day and night. Earth revolves around the sun. We saw the assertion, we saw the reason. Which of the following is true about our statements? Both are correct, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Both are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Assertion is correct, but the reason is wrong. Assertion is wrong, but the reason is correct. Come on. I'm getting multiple answers out there by people. A, B, A, B, A, B. Fatima says A. Rupa says A. Somebody said D. Monica says B, A. Krishnaveni, Vasundhara, A, B, C. Okay, I got C as well. Nobody's with the D? Okay, A. Oh, I got the D as well. Okay. Now, in this type of question, listen to me parallelly. Listen to me parallelly while answering the question. In this type of question, you can see that the option number C and D states assertion is correct, assertion is wrong. It actually means the factual definition of that particular statement is correct or wrong. The fact, Earth experiences a regular cycle of day and night. If this fact is wrong, then assertion is wrong. But the fact is correct over there, so assertion is correct. So obviously we need to get into the direction where everyone says the assertion is correct. So what are the options left? I have got A, both are correct. B, both are correct. C, assertion is correct. Great. It could be one of A, B, C. And another important thing is, for the reason Earth revolves around the sun. Actually, assertion reasoning means whatever statement that they're putting on the top, that is assertion, should be justified with a reason in the reason. So you need to make sure that the reason that is given is the right reason for the above statement. So in this case, you can see that Earth revolves around the sun. The statement is true. Of course, Earth is revolving around the sun. So wherever the reason is correct, they have given. So A, B, C, both are correct. Both are correct. Assertion is correct. Reason is wrong. C cannot be the right answer. Okay. Okay, both are correct. So it can be A or B. But here in this case, they say that Earth revolves around the sun, but regular cycle of day and night can happen with rotation of Earth, not with revolution of Earth around the sun. Hence, the reason statement is correct, but the reason for the above statement is wrong. Hence, both are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion is the right answer. So everyone who said A, C, D are wrong. B for ball is the right answer. Sulagna ma'am, Archana ma'am. Yeah, Dr. Rajesh, you're absolutely right. It's fun to play with such questions. And you would have already understood that, though you know very well about rotation and revolution, there were people in this batch who gave a wrong answer. Competency-based assessment is all about having the perfect clarity of what the statements are, what the concepts are. You really need to be very strong. And that is why India is encouraging competency-based education. And these questions are fun. Any entrance exam, when you get into IITs or AIEEEs or teacher eligibility test or whatever it could be, you'll have something called as aptitude test. It's all about that, your aptitude. Let's go with the next type of question. Right after assertion and reasoning, we have another type called a sequencing and ordering type. Now, this should be easy for English teachers out there. Revolution causes seasons. You're absolutely right, Dr. Sarabjit. Very happy to see you. Yeah, observe the 4 connected incidents mentioned below. Low crop yield, unexpected drought, price of food grain rises, low supply of grains. Which of the following is the logical order of the incidents? Come on, teachers. Yes, Manju ma'am, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So this gives you a lot of patience, right? Okay, Prasanna, Sonakshi, Karishma, come on, think about it. This is quite simple. This is quite simple. I would request everyone to answer the right answer. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Tanya says, oh goodness. Almost everyone is coming up with the same answer, 2143. And everyone who said C, you're absolutely right. It's 2143. It's unexpected drought, low crop yield, low supply of grains, and price of food grains rises. You're absolutely right. Everyone is right in this question. Manju, Reena, who's this? Neelam, Neha, Kiran, Suman, Asha, Nidhi, everyone is right. Fantastic. Let's go further. Let's go further. Now comes another tricky question, type of question. And this type of question is called as case-based question. Now, something that I really love about case-based question, teachers, is the fact that the answers of the questions that are going to come in future are written in this paraphrase itself. Now, what is case-based question? Case-based questions are those type of questions where there is an explanation of a certain incident given over there, which has got some relevance to the subject that you're teaching or the chapter that you're teaching. Based on that incident or fictional story, it could be anything, the questions are drafted or the assessment items are drafted. Now here in this case, it's a case of Taj Mahal. You all know that Taj Mahal has got this what is it called, as something called as marble cancer, if you remember. I think that's the right word, because of the acid rain. The marbles are actually getting deteriorated, and somewhere the marbles actually are falling down gradually, one by one, little by little, little by little. The mass is getting reduced because of the acidic reaction that's happening because of the pollution in the local. So that's the case they have given. It has been observed that the iconic Taj Mahal is in great danger due to marble cancer. The phenomenon can be described as corrosion of marble by the reaction of acid rain with the marble, which results in tiny particles being eroded off the surface. The main culprits here are the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide emitted from the nearby industries. Yes, they are the culprits. These gases combine with the rain and precipitate as acid rain. This acid rain has got sulfuric acid. It reacts with and damages the marble. The phenomenon can be studied by placing equal amounts of marble chips in distilled water and dilute sulfuric acid for the same time, and noting down the change in mass in each case. And you'll be surprised to see that the marble that is there in distilled water has got nothing. I mean, it's perfectly all right. But the mass of the main marble that's kept on dilute sulfuric acid is getting reduced, the mass of the main marble chip. So this is an experiment that was done, and they put that as a case. Here there could be a doubt for some of the people, like what is source-based question? Now source-based question is also a type of case-based, where whatever incident is present over there is taken from some kind of a source. That means it could be from a newspaper article, it could be from a movie and the source is mentioned over there, it could be from an incident that you observed in your day-to-day life and you cite the location and the details about it. So basically source is all about it's taken from somewhere else, as simple as that. And case-based need not be all the time real life. I mean, something that has already happened. It could be something that you can create. You can talk about Frozen, Elsa and Anna. These are the cartoon characters or animated characters, if you know. And you can talk about probably some of your incident, like I was traveling in a train and I had a cup of tea and I really did not like the tea because it was dominated with water. Can you guess what is the percentage of water present? It could be anything, it could be anything, but it just need to have some kind of a description in the beginning. Let's go with the type of question. So we understood Taj Mahal case based. So let's see what's the first question. And what will be the nature of the rain in an unpolluted area? So they say that wherever it's a pollution, that's acid rain. So what will be the nature of the rain water in an unpolluted area? Can you please answer this question? Try it, try it, try it. Okay, some of you say A, some of you say B. Unpolluted area. Many of you go with A as the answer. If it is unpolluted, it's obviously neutral in nature, right? No, no, the right answer here is slightly acidic in nature. Everyone who said B for Bombay, you're right. Because it's very clearly said that, whenever you have a clear atmosphere, you still have nitrogen present out there, carbon dioxide present out there, and these react with water in order to become carbonic acid and some nitrogen oxides, which makes the water acidic. So it's not advisable to directly have water from the rain, by catching it with your hands or with tumblers. No, no, let's not do that. Let's boil it and have it. Yeah. Let's go to the next question. What happens to the pH of rainwater when the polluting gas combined with it? I think chemistry teachers, you are the ones who are going to answer all such questions, and other people can totally, just have the beautiful slides that are coming out there. Let's wait for some time. Multiple people coming. Yeah, decreases is the right answer. Yeah, pH decreases, acidity increases. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. B is the right answer. Let's go with the next one. Now comes the last type of, no, not the last. Yes, last type. Multiple answer type questions. Multiple answer type questions. And multiple answer type questions is all about multiple correct answers. If there are A, B, C, D option, A and C could be correct. A and B could be correct. A and D could also be correct. So this is the multiple answer type of questions. The teacher asked the students to draw a rectangle on their notebooks. 4 of them drew them in the following way. Which of them is or are correct? A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, this is going to test your basic mathematical knowledge. Remember, this is multiple correct answers. Do not give only one option. There are multiple correct answers over here. Okay, multiple people are coming up with multiple correct answers. Remember, C is present over here, B is present over here. So be careful while you're answering this. A, B, F. Come on, F is not at all there. By mistake, you type that. Come on, teachers. A and C, A and C. You're going to feel really bad about about this. I mean, you'll be shy. I mean, I wouldn't say bad. Rajneesh, Deepika, Divya, Harinder. You're going to feel a little shy. A, B, and C. Okay, 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 Sachin. Okay, A, B, D. Okay, okay. Multiple correct answers is very tricky, right? Gautam, Shalini, Anita, Pradnya. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So everyone who said the answer to B, let me come back. Everyone, Yashpal, Rashmi, Judith, Kavita, only A. Okay, okay. So everyone who said the answer to B, come on. Oh no, let's stop. Let's stop. Okay. So the right answer over here is everyone who said the answer to B, A and B for ball, are correct. C and D are not rectangles. No, C and D are not rectangles. A and B are rectangles. So here in this case, when you look into this, you can very clearly say that A has got 90 degree in all different areas. Yeah, Balkrishnan sir. And B has got 90 degrees also in all the corners. So both are rectangles. Some of you might say that it's a square. It cannot be a rectangle. All squares are considered to be a rectangle. Yeah. That's the misunderstanding that I found in some of you. And as a maths teacher, I'm going to have a separate lesson plan on that. I hope you understand. hope you're getting the clarity on how, these distractors can give you the right guidance to prepare your lesson plans for the upcoming classes. Well, C is definitely not a rectangle. It's like a theta rectangle, which is more like a parallelogram. Yeah. Rhombus is also a rectangle. Yes, you're absolutely right. No, need not be, but in this case, yes. B is a square, which is considered to be a rectangle. That's it. That's it. Let me stop sharing the screen for a few seconds. So now we are not here to talk about rectangles and squares, and we can argue, we can debate, we can fight with each other during our CPT programs, where it's highly effective, highly interactive. And I'll make sure that the 25-hour CPT program that we're planning to do will properly cater to your requirement in the upcoming academic year, as well as account to your mandatory 50 hours of CPT program. So during this program, you'll undergo a lot of things. There are many teachers who are part of this training right now, who are part of Super Sunday workshop, who have already undergone. Thank you so much for regularly joining the session. It really means a lot. And anyone who's interested, last few batches, probably tomorrow one of the batches starting, and maximum another one batch will happen from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on a daily basis, without Saturday, Sunday is holiday. So Monday to Friday. So it's going to be effectively for 12 days, accounting to 25 hours, 15 minutes extra, half an hour extra sometimes. With your permission, don't worry. You'll have a small assessment on that, and then assessment is for you to understand the course structure, and then the certification would happen. So if at all anyone is interested out there to learn about the CPDs and to know more about it, to join the program, you can please join it. And the costing is also very nominal. We are charging very much related to what CBSE is doing, rupees 100 per hour per teacher. So you can actually check the website also. And yeah, absolutely, Nina, ma'am, you can absolutely. Why not? So if anybody has already completed the 25 hours, and if you'd like to participate in our program once more, you can join. I'm very open to such kind of collaborations. I encourage people to join and learn as much as possible. So if you've already attended once, you want to attend once more, it's like watching Bahubali second time. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say the training program is Bahubali, but the movie is really good. Here the course is going to be really good. Finally, one last step towards Super Sunday workshop today. We're going to conduct one last activity, and this activity is going to be about how to understand competencies. Competencies are the words that describe an action. This child is able to remember. This child is able to understand. This child is able to apply. This child is able to analyze. This child is able to evaluate, and this child is really good with creativity. What are we talking about? We're talking about Bloom's taxonomy. I hope everybody's getting the connect. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. The hierarchies of learning. Bloom's taxonomy mein jo bhi hai, it's all about competencies. How competent you are to remember, how competent you are to understand. Now, I am going to give you one very random example. Some of you might relate to this very well. And in this example, I'll show you how nicely we can frame questions or draft questions according to different competencies. Yeah. So here in this case, Saida ma'am, you can talk to Sushmita. Sushmita can respond to the ma'am. And here I'm going to share my screen. One last activity before concluding for the day. And this is going to be about, I am going to explain a concept on the screen. Okay. Some of you would have already gone through this. And this concept is going to be quite new to most of you. Considering the complexity of it, I deliberately chose that. And if you are able to understand the concept and then respond to the question, as a student, you will understand how well we can draft different type of questions for different competencies. Are you ready for it? The first slide, which is going to come right now, explanation, concept explanation. Following that, you will have multiple questions. Here we go. The first question, 1, 2, 3. I'm sharing my screen and you'll be able to see the explanation. Hear me? Okay, I hope you're able to hear me. I do not know, some problem with my headphones. I'm not able to detect that. Yes, thank you, Vijayalakshmi ma'am, means a lot. Now, concept explanation. Substances can be classified as acid, bases, and neutral. Teachers, watch this very carefully. Okay, it's going to be a matter of 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes maximum, and this will be over. But the benefit that you get out of this, the learning that you get out of this, is going to be lifetime. Watch this very carefully. Substances can be classified as acid, bases, and neutral. Great. That's the first line that I need to understand. Vinegar and lemon juice are some common acidic substances. Okay, they are giving some examples. Lime water and milk of magnesia are basic substances. Okay, so lime water, milk of magnesia, basic. Vinegar and lemon juice, acidic. Remember. Sodium chloride, which is called as common salt, and water are example of neutral substances. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. We know this. Phenolphthalein indicator is used to distinguish, okay, suppose if, Santosh has got 2 glass of colorless liquid, he thinks it to be a water, but he wants to test it. So he can use phenolphthalein liquid and he can put a drop of it in each of these glasses. And if at all, when he's doing it, if the indicator turns pink, if the liquid turns pink, that means it's basic substance. And if the indicator is not turning pink, it's colorless still. If it's still colorless, the whole liquid is still colorless, it could be neutral or acidic. That's what they're saying. The indicator turns pink with basic substance and remains colorless with acidic and neutral ones. Great. Now there is another indicator called as pH scale. pH scale also indicates the nature of substances. If pH is less than 7, the substance is acidic. Oh, it's a strip actually, and it has got certain numbers from 1 to 14. You put it inside the liquid, and if it is less than 7, if it is indicating 3 or 4, it's acidic substance. If pH is equal to 7, it's a neutral substance. And if it's greater than 7, the substance is basic. So far understood, everyone? And finally, the last point, an acid and a base react with each other to form salt and water. An acid and base react with each other to form salt and water. Salt and water are neutral. So acid and base react with each other to become neutral. And this reaction is called as neutralization. I hope you're able to understand this. I'll give you 10-15 seconds more time. Go through the points one more, and then comes the questions. Please do this activity. Please do this activity. You will be able to understand the things in a detailed manner, and you will fall in love with the way the questions are drafted. I assure you of that. The only disturbing thing about this concept explanation is you are learning chemistry at this age, which is not at all compulsory. But I just wanted to give you this example so that we understand, the way we draft the questions according to different competencies. Shall we go for it, teachers? Here we go. The first question on the screen. Here we go. You should be spontaneous in responding on the chat. Now, the first question is on demonstration of knowledge. Demonstration of knowledge. The first competency, knowledge. Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a colorless solution, which turned pink. Which of the following could be the nature of the solution? Acidic, basic, neutral, either acidic or basic. No, either basic or neutral. Come on, come on, come on. Put the answer on the chat. Okay, multiple people are coming up with the answer. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, I'm getting multiple answers and everybody's coming up with the right option, I guess. Almost everyone. Pralay, Shilpi, Sharon, Urmila, Balaji, Balakrishnan, Nikhat. Fantastic. Everyone who said the answer to be A, C, D, which no one said, I think, very rarely. B for basic is the correct answer. Sulakna, you're absolutely right. B for basic is the right answer. Let's go to the next question. Now, this is competency of knowledge. And we are going to go to the next question, which is going to be demonstrate understanding. Demonstration of understanding. Sanjay added a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to a solution, which then turned pink. Which of the following could be that solution? Very similar, but it is, look at the question. It has become a little complicated from remember to understand. It is milk of magnesia, which is acidic. It is lime water, which is basic. It is sodium chloride solution, which is neutral. It is vinegar, which is acidic. No, which is basic. Again, I'm seeing multiple answers coming out there, and many people are with B as the right option. B as a, okay, some people say D as well. Okay, okay, Shubhra ma'am, I got to see you. Rajni, okay, B and D. No, it cannot be two options. Only one correct answer is there. Yeah, Shivani, Ansi, Selvi, Preeti, B. Everyone who said the answer to be B for Bombay, you're absolutely right. It is lime water, which is basic. It could have been it is milk of magnesia, but they said it is acidic, which is a wrong statement. Hence, it is lime water, which is basic, is the correct answer. Let's go to the third question. Let's go to the third question. Now comes the interesting part of application of knowledge and concepts. The third competency, higher order thinking skills gradually getting hired up. Yeah. One drop of phenolphthalein indicator was added to 2 beakers with transparent liquids X and Y. Okay. Liquid X turned pink while Y remained colorless. I think you're able to see that with the depiction. A drop of liquid X from the first beaker was further added to the beaker with Y. Okay. There was no change in color of Y. Okay. What can be said about the nature of the liquid Y? Definitely acidic, definitely basic, definitely neutral, either acidic or neutral. Okay. Multiple people are coming up with multiple answers. This is application part. See, you know what is acid, basis, and neutral. You are able to answer the first two questions. But third question, we are taking some time. Look at the speed at which the chat is getting loaded. It's almost completed. It's almost completed. Everyone says D, 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 D. Bhavna says D. Rajni says A. Kiran says D. Amita says B for ball. Preeti says D. Bharti says D. Okay, Shilpi says D. Jayanti says D. Neutral, neutral. Yeah, neutral. Okay, I'll tell you the right answer. I'll tell you the right answer. Here we go. Everyone, everyone, considering the time, I'm going for the right answer. Here we go. Everyone who said the answer to B for ball, C for cat, and D for Delhi are wrong. The right answer over here is definitely acidic in nature. A is the correct answer. Farhad, Pooja, Puran, you're absolutely right. Now here in this case, why definitely acidic? To give you a quick explanation, let us assume that liquid Y was neutral, as you said. Yeah. Now, if it had been neutral and you put some basic solution to a neutral, then the neutral will also become basic, na? Thoda sa. And the liquid should have changed to color pink a little bit. But that pink did not happen at all. It remained colorless. That means that has to be definitely acidic. Some of you would have understood. And some of you, if you're not able to understand, I'm going to do the same question during the CPD program also with other questions, other assessment items. We'll talk about that over there. One final question to close the webinar today. This is with respect to all about analysis and analysis competency. Let's see how well you answer on this, Harita ma'am. A soil sample from an agricultural field turned phenolphthalein indicator pink. These fertilizers are available for use. Okay. P is 7, Q is 5.5, R is 8.5. If broccoli, which requires neutral soils, is to be grown here, which fertilizer should be used? Broccoli requires neutral soils. That's great. I love broccolis. And let me see, how do you answer this question? The soil needs to become neutral in order for the broccoli to grow properly. So which fertilizer are you going to use? The soil is turning pink. Phenolphthalein indicator is turning it pink. Many people are saying A, the correct answer. Some people are saying B, the correct answer. Some people are saying C, the correct answer. Okay, but nobody went with D. D feels lonely. D for Delhi. Would you like to accompany it? Okay, I can see some of you doing that. That's great. That's great. That's great. Well, the right answer over here is everyone who said the answer to B, A, C, D. A, C, D are wrong. B for ball. Only Q is the right answer because Q is acidic fertilizer. Our soil is turning phenolphthalein pink, which means the soil is basic in nature. For a basic substance to become neutral, I need to put some acid. So acid base reacting over here will make it neutral. So I need to find a fertilizer which is acidic in nature, and that's Q 5.5, because less than 7, it is acidic in nature. So with respect to this, you would have understood that how well you are able to analyze and grow the crop broccoli so that we can all eat peacefully. I'm going to stop share the screen. That comes to the end of our webinar. So thank you so much, teachers. I hope everybody got to understand the different types of competency-based assessments. You would have understood different types of questions out there. It was great interacting with one and all. But what really is important is, suppose if anyone out there would like to know about the assessment type and pattern, different education system, and various other aspects, you can join the CPD program at 2,500 rupees for 25 hours. So Smita is actually putting on the details, and whatever you have gone through right now is directly from the shuffle document. I just did not open the document and bore you. It is all about these type of questions. Circulars talk about different types of assessment. I would like to I wanted to actually explain with some kind of an example, and I hope you enjoyed answering the questions wrong, because most of the misconceptions that you would have had today would have got cleared a little bit. But some of you are very strong about it. No, you were wrong about that particular question, Vasu. Please contact me to talk about it on 9790941568. The number will be coming on the inquiry form. And this session is having an elaborate version during our CPD program, which you can join later and find it out. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, teachers. It was fantastic working with you on another Sunday, which is a very bad habit, but I'll continue to do it because it's impacting many people, requesting you to please forward the links and messages of Super Sunday workshops across all your colleagues in India, making sure that they participate and get to know so much of information. And it's really happy to see people on live rather than watching a YouTube video. However, having said that, this video will also be there on YouTube for some time. You can go to SuperTeacher official channel and you'll find this video. Subscribe to it for getting regular notifications. Shall we close? Shall we close for the day, teachers? Yeah. That's great. So please contact us anytime. And Swati is Sushmita is giving all the details from our team member. Like from our team member is giving all the details on the chat. Please click on that and fill up the inquiry form. Thank you, Karishma ma'am. Thank you so much. It's a Sunday. Please go and have the best of the day with your family members. I stole away 1 hour of your life. I'm really sorry about it, but I hope I made sure it's impactful for your life too. Professional life, basically. Attendance link is the inquiry form. Certificate will be received before next Monday. Yes, yes. Tomorrow, if anybody has attended the previous Sunday and you did not receive the certificate yet, you will be receiving before tomorrow. Yeah, thank you very much, Vijay Kumar sir. Thank you so much, Ansi. Thank you, Sudeep. Thank you so much. Regularly, yeah, 300, 400 participants plus 100 people on YouTube. Around 500 people I get to meet. And most of them are regular. See, I remember Mamta, Vasundhara, Vaishali, Shobha, Shaili, Sidhya ma'am, Santosh, Sarvesh, most of them, Shubhra ma'am is always there. Shubhra ma'am, I'm really sorry. आज भी हिंदी example मैं लेकर नहीं आ पाया. Next time I'll somehow put some Hindi questions and properly come over there. Yeah, these are some of the feedbacks that I receive from many good people out there, and I'm trying to incorporate all the teachers out there. So keep talking to me if you want something really more, and you can suggest me topics. Next Sunday, conduct this. Next Sunday, conduct this. If you have my number, and if you want my number, it's there coming over there. It's my personal number. Yeah, it's always free. Nobody calls me. Yeah, you can. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much, teachers. Let me close the session for the day. Yeah, I don't want to take further away time. And if you want to contact us, connect at the rate superteacher.in or my number, fill up the inquiry form to know more about it. Tomorrow, the batches start. Some last batches. I'll see you again if you're there in tomorrow's batch. Bye, everyone. Happy weekend. Yeah. Saida ma'am, yes, you need to give it to your principal and she needs to say that, yes, it's the training that could be considered. Yeah, it's completely on dependent on a school leader. Right. Shubhra ma'am, you will receive it tomorrow or by day after tomorrow maximum. I think we were a little busy the last week because the schools are reopening and we were literally traveling. But I think you will be receiving it. Yeah. Neha ma'am, thank you so much. Kaduba, thank you so much. Vasundhara ma'am, thank you so much. That's a very nice way of putting it across. Rajni ma'am, अगले session से हाँ वो थोड़ा करके. But Super Sunday workshop, I would prefer to keep it in English because teachers are participating from multiple cities and states, countries also, in fact. So I would prefer to keep it English. Please don't mistake me on that. Yeah, thank you so much, Shubhra ma'am. Have a nice day to you. Jitendra, you will be getting the certificate before tomorrow or day after. Oh, okay. That's great, Vasundhara ma'am. बीच में हिंदी यूज करने की कोशिश तो करूंगा, पर अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेरी हिंदी जब मैं बात करता हूँ इतनी तेज नहीं है और शायद ऐसे कोई शब्द आ जाए जो it's more of colloquial language, पर हाँ मैनेज कर पाऊंगा. But I would prefer to keep it English for a Super Sunday workshop. Right. Yes, Shobha ma'am, it will be there on YouTube channel. Great. Thank you, Shweta. We will let you know, Sudeep Chakraborty. We will let you know. You'll be contacted by our team member. Neela ma'am, no ma'am. I think we have one option like that. One batch is there in the morning. You can join, Neela ma'am. Yes, you can definitely join. Please contact me. I think you have my number. Please contact me. Oh, good to see you, Dr. Parag. Thank you so much. After a long time, yeah. Oh, yes, Vasundhara ma'am. Now I get your point. I'm sorry. Yeah, I misinterpreted it. Languages may, anyways, it's, yeah, you're absolutely right. Good point. Sunita ma'am, good to see you. Thank you so much. You will be receiving the certificate on your mail ID before next Monday, Bharti ma'am. Great. I'm closing the session for today. Need to attend my family as well. They're really upset. Yeah. Actual competency of me is going to be tested right now with my wife. I'll see you tomorrow, probably next Sunday. Bye, everyone.